of dreamers and someone who believes that he can change the world one step at a time. Shruti, talk to us about our next guest we've lined up today on Startup Street.
Of course, Megha, what an inspiring story. Time to move on to our next guest, Shriyans Bhandari. He's giving discarded shoes a new lease of life. His Mumbai-based social enterprise, Greensole, takes used sneakers which would otherwise end up in a landfill and refurbishes them into sandals and slippers that get donated to hundreds of thousands of beneficiaries in India. Having already partnered heavyweight corporates such as the Tata Group, HDFC Sales, Hitachi and Just Dial, Greensole now has its own repurposed retail footwear line available online. Shriyans also recently co-authored his second book, Lessons of a Curious Soul. The book is based on his life and Greensole's journey. To know more, joining me now is Shriyans Bhandari, co-founder and CEO of Greensole. Thank you so much, Shriyans, for joining us on Startup Street today. Now, first of all, many congratulations on your second book. But before we get to that, let's first talk about Greensole. Instead of melting shoes, you're refurbishing them, which obviously causes lesser emissions. But tell me, what makes this particular concept different? How do you stand out?
Shruti, thanks for having me here. And what we are doing at Greensole is we are taking the old shoes which could have gone in landfills and really upcycling them into a new pair of slipper. And if we see in India, people are doing a lot of recycling. They're recycling newspapers, they give away things to the maid servants. But this is the first time someone has taken up the shoe waste problem at such a scale. And from past few years, we've reached around 3.5 lakh pairs which are refurbished and donated.
Okay. Shriyans, tell me, how do you really plan to build Greensole as a socially conscious, sustainable brand? Take me through the revenue models you've devised.
So what we do at Greensole is the vegan footwear that we are selling online is beneficial for the environment. And once we are doing environmental good, on each pair sold, we are also doing social good by donating a pair.
Okay.
And also making these pairs in skill centers where people get employment and training. So we are taking care of social, economic and environmental good. And Greensole does CSR for major corporates, about 55 now. We also do recycling as a service. And then we have a stylish vegan range of footwear, which is selling in India and also in other countries.
Yeah, so you've developed a retail range of recycling solutions and commercial products as well, just like you mentioned. What is the kind of traction, what is the kind of business it has done till date?
So we are receiving very good interest, especially from the younger generation, because they're really supporting startups which have like environmental and social good. And we are selling thousands of pairs and it's increasing year on year. And in terms of revenue, we did 4 crores this year. It has remained stable during the COVID times also. So we see a lot of potential once this passes.
Okay.
And
All right, Shriyans, now you have a tie-up with Ram Fashion Exports, a leading export house, to support scale at Greensole. You also have 2 factories in Mumbai. What is your production capacity? And since inception, give us a sense of the value of business done by the venture. What's your current turnover?
So what we've done at Greensole is we do 20,000 pairs a month, which is about 2 lakh pairs a year, which could have gone in landfills. That was our utilization last year. And our work is increasing year on year. We'll soon touch 1 million pairs. And we've come in the medium scale startup range now. And post-COVID, we see a lot of growth potential and Greensole coming out as a mainstream brand.
All right. Now, let's quickly shift focus to your book, which is Lessons of a Curious Soul. That talks about entrepreneurship from the outset being about intent. Now, what is the key message you want to give to the readers?
So I think I started at a very young age and a lot of people want to become entrepreneurs, they're, entrepreneurs. So I really encourage people to take the first step and jump into entrepreneurship because, at the young age, you don't have much to lose. You are very less, there's nothing, you can really focus your time and become entrepreneurs. So I really encourage people to just jump into the ideas they have and have faith it will turn positive for them.
Okay. Now, Shriyans, the book also has a special chapter on businesses post-COVID-19. Take me through some of the key steps entrepreneurs should keep in mind towards future personal and business preparedness.
So I thought a lot about this, especially as we are amidst the crisis. I think to navigate, one should have personal and business finance, which should be separate so that they don't put pressure on each other. A company should have good cash reserves. Even in personal finance, the copper should be at least of 1 year. they can start working upon it from now itself. And other than that, a business should have multiple divisions.
Okay.
Like in the personal life also, they can have multiple divisions. Like I run a school. So schools don't go anywhere and have a growth startup. So that's a very good balance that people can create. Other than that, I see a lot of uncertainty going forward also. Today it's tourism sector and other industry which got hit.
Yeah.
Tomorrow it could be Internet of Things and anything. So people should have departments which are working on such contingencies.
Okay.
And if it's a startup, entrepreneur should really keep an eye, and early move will really help navigate through this.
Okay, to have contingency plans is the key mantra. Thank you so much, Shriyans, for joining us today. Hope your book inspires many more to grow into their entrepreneurial potential. It was great to have you on a day where Startup Street turns 1, a show that celebrates the spirit of entrepreneurship. Many, many more milestones to come for sure. With that, it's a wrap on this edition of